Hi there, I hope this is all in shot. If you've ever grown courgettes, you will most definitely have had one of these. It's known over here as a marrow. It's an overgrown, overblown courgette. Now we don't actually like marrow served in the traditional sense, which is to cut it lengthways, take out the seeds, stuff it with something like a bolognese type mint sauce, maybe scatter some cheese on the top and bake it in the oven. But I don't want it to go to waste. I used to chop them up and put them on my compost heap, but I found a different way to use it. So let's just start preparing it. I like to top and tail. I could use a bigger knife, but I'm not going to. I hope I stay in shot. Cut it down that way, and then take out these little immature seeds. If you can catch it before it lays around too long, you won't have the skin go hard, because that wouldn't be nice. Then you'd have to peel it. That sort of defeats the object, so try and get them while you can, while they're quite young. Okay, put those off there a minute. Just chop them into, I don't know, 3/4 inch, 1 inch dice. Got a colander here just to sit them in. Now I actually want to make a ratatouille later on, so I need to get these prepared. My onions are already grown and harvested. I've got some aubergines finally arriving. Ouch. Oh, that's a bit sharp. A bit prickly, should I say, not sharp. Just going to cut that off because that feels a bit hard. Now, courgettes and marrows and those sort of things can be a bit watery. There's a trick to helping with that. Just cut that off again. Nearly there. I have got 2 smaller ones, but I only want this one for now because this will be more than enough. We've also found they make a good substitute for rice and pasta. If you're having something that's very flavourful, once these are cooked. We quite often roast these and pour chili or curry over them. Works very well. Hubby's not too keen, but he will eat them. Saves it all going to waste. Just wipe my hands. Now the next stage is to sprinkle them with a lot of salt, maybe 2 good teaspoons. Get in there and jiggle it all around. This will encourage the water to come out. Let's wash my hands. To save it running all over the place, I'm going to put them on a plate and put them out the way. That's that first stage done. Actually, I'm back again because I've just been out to the greenhouse and found we've had 3 little aubergines. Not many, but just because an aubergine recipe calls for, just because a ratatouille recipe calls for aubergines, you don't have to use it. You can use any vegetable you like. And I give these the same treatment. Now, as for the length of time you soak them in salt for, well, it's like how long is a piece of string, really. Depends on how long you've got. If you forget, you don't have to soak them at all. But aubergines in particular benefit from a little soak in salt. That just helps them a bit. So now these are going to get salted and tossed, and they're going to get added to the courgettes. I'll be back when they're ready. Alright, so this has just come out the air fryer. It's not sizzling because it's been cooling for a few moments. Don't want to take it any further because it'll go really mushy. This will just be stirred into my ratatouille mix once I've done all the rest of the frying. So I'll do that stage tomorrow. Hope to see you then. Bye. Well, here we are, folks, back on stage 2 of cooking my ratatouille. I've already done the first stage of it, which was the aubergines and the courgettes, which I've forgotten to get out of the fridge. Now we're going to do the onions. There's no set recipe for this. It all depends on what you've got, how much you've got, how many people you're cooking for. I'm cooking for 2 of us, and I would hope to make this a meal that would give us 2 meals, as in 2 meals each, not 1 meal for 2. I haven't got my extractor fan on, so my house is going to smell of onions. I've also got 2 bell peppers, 1 can of chopped tomatoes, the aubergine and courgette or marrow from yesterday, some sprigs of oregano and thyme out the garden, and some garlic puree. Some tomato puree. Now it's just a matter of softening the onions. And I will put a bit more regular oil in. Now I don't want these to take on too much colour, I just want them to go a bit soft. I've got to try and not rush just because I'm filming, because my neighbour has motorbikes and he is wont to just start them up with no warning, and you'll be able to hear that if he does that, so I hope he gives me time to do this. Right, they're starting to soften. Do you like my 2 half wooden spoons? This one was once a whole wooden spoon, and when during COVID we were banging our pans and things outside to support all the medical staff, it broke in half, and it has been so useful. We had another old wooden spoon and my husband cut it in half and then sanded it down to give me 2. It's just brilliant. get the chance, give it a go. I hope you can see all right. I keep checking. So this is not on too high because I don't want it catching too much. Just a matter of tiddling it around the pan. I hope my microphone's not picking up too much noise. Yeah, I've got myself a new tripod, so I'm hoping that this angle's okay for you, because obviously I wouldn't want to be filming directly overhead because it would all steam up, that'd be no good. I'll try these things. I mean, I've never had a smartphone until I started recording, so it's been a very steep learning curve. I absolutely hate phones. At the age that I am, I can't see the screen very well. I can just about see, even with glasses, to record. Trying to do anything on my phone is just an absolute nightmare. Don't know how people do it. I suppose it comes with practice. I just hate mobile phones, always have done. They're handy for an emergency, but when friends knew I was getting a smartphone, they said, "Oh, give us your number." I said, "No, sorry, it's just for emergencies. If you want to contact me, you can still do so by email. I will always answer that." They think I'm very strange, and I'm sure I am very strange, but that's me. Right, in goes these chaps. And I think I'll put in half a can of water as well. Bring that back up to the boil. I could obviously cook these off a lot more than I'm doing, but I just want to get on with it. So I'm going to put these in whole. Oh, it smells wonderful. And hoik them out at the end. I might put in some basil at the end. I haven't got fresh basil, but we'll see what the taste is like. Should have fried off some garlic, shouldn't I? Hey ho. It is what it is. So I'm going to bring that to a simmer. And then we'll give that about 20 to 30 minutes. And then we'll come back to it and start to do the final stages. See you then. Right, here we are about 20 minutes later. It's not thoroughly cooked yet, but I want to start getting this in. You can use any stock cubes you like. You don't have to use chicken. You can use vegetable or beef or lamb. I mean, if you want to be really radical, you can shove some meat in. It really doesn't matter. All you're creating is a stew. If it's just vegetable stew, that's fine. If you want to add a little bit of meat and make it more Mediterranean, then do so. I just try to make things up as I go along, and at the end of the day, if it fails, there's always chili sauce or chili flakes or curry to add to it. That'll not only flavour it, it'll usually rescue it. Let's see how we're doing. That's not bad. Now, let's get these tossed in. Start to pull these out when I find them. And some more. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Oh, here's another one. It helps if you count before you count as you're putting them in. You've got some idea of how many you have to fish out again. And I quite often put mushrooms in this sort of thing as well, because we love mushrooms. There's another one. Can't be many more to go now. Just turn it up a bit, get it going. The other thing which we really like is black pepper. Don't have to add it. You can add white pepper if you like, but we like black pepper on everything. I'm just going to put a little bit of tomato puree in. It just helps thicken it and add yet another layer of flavour. Seem to have got something slopped over the side here. Right, just bring that up to the boil. I've got a little bit of leftover cheese. It's very flat. There we go. And we're going to have ours with a packet of whole grain rice done in the microwave. We do have a rice cooker and normally cook our rice, but we find no matter what we do, we cannot get whole grain rice to cook properly. So we buy that when we need it, and then we use the rice cooker to cook plain white rice. So that's starting to boil. I'm sure there's another strand in there somewhere. Can't find it at the moment. Just the sauce. Turn it down so it doesn't boil. That is really nice. A bit acidic. You could have a bit of half to 1 teaspoon of sugar in. But I am going to melt this cheese into here. Again, this is not traditional ratatouille. Got to be careful now. I'm going to turn it right down because it's thick. It could end up spitting all over the place. Now, if you've ever cooked with cheese in anything, you'll know it always adds something to the flavour, to say the least. But unless you're using a non-stick pan, it can make your pans terrible to clean. So I'll just leave that to simmer. That is now done. We shall serve that over rice. There's enough there to give us 2 meals each, possibly even a snack each as well, because we do not have huge servings. This should feed, looking at it, a family of 4. So I'm just going to cover that again. It's on 1, just going to keep it ticking over till lunchtime. And I hope you enjoyed that. Bye for now.